Councilwoman Leonard. Vice Mayor Langowski.
Present.
Mayor O'Connor.
Present.
We have a quorum.
So please stand and join me in the pledge, if you are able. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seated. Do we have any additions, modifications, changes to the agenda? If none, I need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilwoman Leonard. Roll call. Councilman Werner.
Yes.
Councilman Gleason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. We have before us Resolution 2025-20, approval of tentative millage rate for the fiscal year 2026. City Attorney, please read by title.
Resolution of the City Council for the City of Westlake, Florida, adopting a tentative millage rate for the city's general operating fund for the fiscal year beginning on October 1st, 2025, ending on September 30th, 2026, providing for severability, conflicts, and an effective date.
Thank you. City Manager, staff update, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council. You'll notice on a couple minor changes on the budget from what was presented to you at the last meeting. First off, taking your challenge, we have reduced the proposed millage rate from 4.7 to 4.6. That's what's before you. And part of that is because we also received last week from the state an idea that in theory, we're supposed to be getting some local discretionary sales tax, which you can see on, it's about, they're saying close to $600,000 in revenue. It's on page 19 in your handout. Yes, potentially, but that's a estimate from the state, from them. We've never seen this before. We don't know what the track record is. So therefore, I'm not counting it as revenue at this point in time because it's very iffy as to how much we'll actually get. So basically, by reducing from 4.7 to 4.6, that reduces what we would be putting into the fund balance by about $156,000. But if we do get some of that revenue of the 600, that'll make up for the 156 that we're reducing out of the taxable side of it, so that you will have 1.5 to $1.8 million going into fund balance, which will also increase your fund balance so that you can and expend those funds as you get closer to getting a piece of property and building a city hall.
Why such a big swing? Why is it 1.5 to 1.8? Shouldn't we have this down to?
It's moving from 1.5 to about 1.8. Whereas right now we're putting in about
To the reserves.
to the reserves instead of about 1.5 would be close to about 1.8.
All right, we're still not, the math still isn't mathing. That's 300,000.
If you look, it's basically, I'm anticipating not getting the full 600. If you want to go full numbers, it's going to put another $2 million instead of $1.5 million in the fund balance.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, the prior number you said was 150.
It's by moving from 4.7 to 4.6, that would decrease,
Reducing it by 150.
would end up reducing what we would put in fund balance by $156,700.
So we're reducing it by 150,000, yet we're still doubling that amount
You're
in
not,
terms of what we're contributing.
you're not doubling. You're moving,
5 to 1.8 is 300.
correct,
More than that.
correct, because you possibly will get the revenue. What I'm saying is you cannot count on the revenue. You must discount that thought process. It is not money in your hand at this point in
No,
time.
I'm not counting it at all, actually.
Well, if you're not counting it at all, you're going to put, instead of $1.5 million into the reserves, you're going to put $1,406,789 added to the reserves.
Every,
Added to fund balance, I mean.
yeah, please bear with me. from the explanation that you just gave, basically the 0.1 equals, let's just round it up to $150,000.
156, yes.
That's 156, it's more than that, okay. Um, I'm on the budget, but I haven't even looked at it. I'm just- so I'll see.
Oh.
It should be page.
I mean, I looked at it, I just.
All right, I'm just, okay.
Um, okay. What else has changed from when we first went over this budget to now? Any other line items, any other additions in revenue?
Other than the changes that we had already discussed last time prior to this, no, there have been no additional changes. That's the only item that has
No
changed.
new information from the property appraiser, no new estimate?
No, the last estimations we have are in here.
Will we receive any more updated information?
I doubt it.
Now in our final budget here.
No, that's next week. We will not receive any. What may occur after the fact is we may get a final adjustment when people go to the value adjustment board, et cetera, et cetera. You'll get a decrease in some of the revenue. But until then, you get nothing.
Repeat the line item that he was referring to.
Pardon?
Sure. Can you repeat the line item that you're referring to for the benefit of Councilman Warner, please?
If you go down if you're on page 19 in your folder, if you go down to other taxes, the second line item, local discretionary sales tax. You'll notice that it has not been there since 23, 24, 25, but there's a projected $605,400 from the state estimated.
Item B is the general fund.
Page 19.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it, but it's not in mine. And I'm looking at
Under,
today's agenda. Under other taxes. You see it?
That's the third line.
Oh, okay. It is in mine. Thank you.
So let's talk about yesterday's meeting quickly.
Mhm.
Preliminarily awarded a trash contract that I
Mhm.
understand is $9 less per person per year. I think that's what you initially had said. They were only $1 from each other, but it's still $9 less than what we were.
No, the waste management contract is basically what we're paying now. It's the 324 a year.
Exactly the same
Yes, sir.
for the dollar. Why do I recall you saying it was gonna be $9 less?
That was if we went to coastal.
324 computes to $27 a month.
Right, and it's 27.
Waste management is $27.55.
Right.
I recall you saying we're gonna stick with the, we're recommending that we stick with the outfit we have. It's gonna be roughly.
No. That was the second individual would have been $9 a month less, which was coastal.
$12. I thought it was $1 off, but we're only $1 off.
97 cents.
So that would be $12 a year.
Right.
A year, got it. Okay, so that number stays the same.
so can I just ask? with
Yeah,
the-
just please. So free.
Under, I guess it's expenses, permits, fees, under that category,
Mhm.
when we look at the solid waste disposal fees,
Mhm.
our forecast for 2025 is 362,915, but we're budgeting for 2026 only 233.
Those are the prepaid fees from the developer, which you have to look at for the proposed revenue from the solid waste fee is up in the top under property tax, special assessments tax collector. It's $948,700 estimated.
Gotcha, okay, thanks.
Last line. Increase of that budget.
Thank you.
Too. If we leave the budget as is,
Mhm.
we're putting how much into reserves?
If we get all of
Not counting that.
not counting that, we would be putting 1,400,000 $406,000, 789 into fund
Where's-
balance.
What page and line item is that reflected?
It's not reflected on here. It's a calculation from the last time.
So what is it, 1.4?
1.4.
What did we put in last year?
We put in 1.5, I believe.
So contributing less. Assuming we don't get the 600.
Correct.
When we talked last time, we were saying the millage rate would be 4.65, I thought.
Correct. And as I was also challenged by several individuals on the board to see if we could go lower.
No, I understand.
The fact that we have potentially this extra revenue going to 4.6 makes logical sense and is very conservative. We can go to the 4.6. Even if we only get a third of that proposed revenue, we're still going to be way ahead of the game.
Let's also not discount the fact that we set aside $600,000 to match an appropriation that we did not receive.
Correct, which is still sitting in your fund balance.
Still sitting there, and the most, the short term at least, that could possibly be awarded 400 for FERDAP on the SID side, which we would have to match. So either way, we have a 200,000. I mean, it can be looked at, you know, through a certain lens that we have a $200,000 surplus there.
It depends on what the matching fund requirement is.
Well, the match would be 400.
Okay.
That's for that one, that one.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That would be
so
the
we-
max.
And we put away 600,
Put
so
away 6, so
we're in the better.
if you look at it through that lens,
Mhm.
there's a potential additional $200,000 there, even if we're playing it safe and assuming that we get the 400.
Right.
And that would still be next year, not,
And we can
There's-
still carry that
Not
over to the
2026.
next year for the bus for the park.
of course we can. I'm just trying to, you know, find all the money I can here, because I'd like us to see us get even slightly more aggressive at 4.6. Slight, considering with a magic $600,000 windfall that we didn't know existed. And
I would not recommend it for this year, but I would seriously look at it for next year. If your local discretionary sales tax does come in and it's anywhere close to the projections, then next year I would say, yes, should seriously look at trimming your millage rate a little bit more, because again,
I agree.
the more revenue pockets you've got coming in, the better. But at knowing what happened in COVID with a lot of cities, they were depending on a lot of local sales tax, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, in their budgets. And when people stopped going out, stopped buying, stayed home, businesses shut down. I know Wellington used, if I remember correctly, the manager told me almost over a third of their reserves to cover their budget nut because it dried up in a heartbeat.
You have made your position abundantly clear. And it is a very, very well respected, fiscally responsible position. We also have a duty to our constituents. What would the number change to if we made it 4.59?
I do not have that number in front of me.
Is it easy math?
No.
I would love to see it get to the 4.5s as even just a symbolic gesture.
But we're going down, we're going from 4.7 to 4.6 as presented. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not saying we can't,
I see
Or-
things on our horizon, whether that's, you know,
even if you
The
just
land.
discount the 200.
But what happens if you go to 4.55 or 5.9, wherever you want to go?
599.
And then next year,
Between 4.6 and
we're down a whole
4.99.
point already from 7 to 6. That's big.
This
that's a
looks
big
better
gap.
on a chart when you're looking at it, the whole county's millage rates. We're in the 4.5s versus the 4.6s, and we might only be talking about $10,000 total.
No, it's about 100.
No. I'm not talking about going to 4.5. I'm talking about going to 4.59 instead of 4.7.
So you may save the average resident $10?
But we're in the 4.5s at that point, and we're sending a symbol, we're sending a message that we're fighting to lower the taxes, and we're gonna continue fighting to lower the taxes as long as we can afford
I
it.
have a little different perspective. I think most of our residents might look at that and go, yeah, okay, great. So I'm paying 4.6.
No, we're already lowering 4.7.
I know, that's what I'm saying, 4.6, but if you go to 4.599, they're gonna be like, okay,
I was thinking
Great,
4.59, not 599.
that's,
I'd rather be here for 4.6 and when the next year comes around, rather than having to increase it
4.55.
to 4.7 or 4.8.
We're also in a very unique position where we are a growing, a rapidly, insanely rapidly growing city. We're not like every other city that's already grown and built out and now has to come up with different things. We know that we've got, what, almost 1 million square feet of commercial? I mean,
Something like that. But again, your commercial, even if your Lowe's comes on and opens in the first quarter of 27, you won't see any of that revenue on that Lowe's until a year later.
In CO that is not included in this tax roll that we know exists.
There's not that much. There's Planet Fitness and a couple others. Other than that, there's not.
Tractor Supply.
Manfred's Fitness is a pretty big chunk of property there.
But you aren't going to see that till 27.
I love the fact that you challenge accepted and you found the way to get us from 4.65, 4.6.
That's good.
I would love to see it, and I think we could easily afford it a little bit lower. But again, that's just my perspective.
Okay,
I can only fight so
I
hard.
just have another comment. And I also agree with Mr. Warner. I don't want to get to the spot one day where we're like, we're gonna have to now raise your taxes because we were shortfalled on something, though we
Yes.
saved $80,000 last year, we need to throw it back at you this year and do up a little bit, right?
We
Then
won't,
it's bad.
considering the rate of commercial and homes that we still CO 12.
So we can actually go back down. If we can continue on the capacity.
Continue to go down. But
I'm just
I
want to
would
be
love
more
to- I would love to
cautious.
see us in the 4.5s.
I don't want to jump down the elevator chute and then not have something back on the way back
We're
up.
talking about a 10.
Our city manager is recommending 4.6 is the bottom.
Yes, sir.
That's where city managers recommend them.
And he feels comfortable with that. And it sounds like conservative, and he wants to see ahead, although he won't be here. He wants to see what actually transpires in the next year.
It's,
Right now, we're realizing a real estate slump. If the interest rates come back down, maybe things will pick up again.
I respect everyone's perspective. Just, we
and again,
can afford to trim it. We can tighten that belt a little bit more.
and again, if you want to be able to do things, which I hear rumblings from the public, rumblings from this dais about building a city hall, building a city hall, building a city hall. If we get a piece of property, I know you are going to want to build a city hall in a heartbeat. That's going to be about $15 million. You're going to have to figure out how to fund it. Or you're going to have to float. And I would suggest that you don't float bonds because that has to go to a referendum, but you can do a bank loan. What we've been able to do is build enough in your fund balance to pay for almost half of the building. So you only have to finance on a bank loan for 15 years, the remaining amount.
We're not going to drain the reserves 100% no matter what.
I understand that, but if you want to be able to do things without all of a sudden hitting your residents for a significant tax increase to pay for the city hall, et cetera, you need to be holding the line at this point in time. That gives you the flexibility.
What is our monthly operating, more or less?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I love that you got 4.6.
It's like it's over, just over 100 grand.
Stephen,
Yeah.
Fowler.
Just saying.
Steven, want to say anything?
Minimum.
Anything?
Steven, do you want to say anything? Okay.
It's good. Trust me, my accountant is more, or your accountant is more conservative than I am. He didn't even want me to go to the 4.6.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to make a motion to approve a tentative millage rate of 4.6.
I'll second.
If I may. If I may, we just have to mention the rollback rate and the increase over the rollback rate on the public record.
You do that after the motion passes?
We can do that. Well, no, we have to do it before, but
Before the motion.
passes. Yeah.
Okay. You have a motion?
Okay, I make a proposal of the 4.6 mils, and it's a 6.31 increase over the rollback rate.
63.
Second that motion.
For the record, Mr. Mayor, the rollback rate is 4.3269. And that
4.3.
Well, what's written here?
4.326.
4.3269 is the rollback rate. The increase to 4.6 is a 63% increase over the rollback rate.
Stephen, don't go away.
And before they vote, just make sure we open it up to the public.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You have here is the increase, it's a
First one,
6.3.
second.
it's 60.
You want us to draw that until we have a public hearing?
6.31.
You want the motion and
I think
second?
that's what you gave.
Yeah.
No.
6.3, I'm sorry, it's a 6.31%.
Motion was correct. It's a 4.6 mils at 6.31 increase over the rollback rate.
Correct.
Oh, wait, how do I do public comment? The motion in a second.
You can open, you open it up to the public.
Question, the questions off the floor.
No, that's. But the
Not at all.
attorney recommended that.
We can talk about it, but-
I'm sorry, can I please get clarification on the millage rate and the increase in percentage?
4.6 mils. It is a 6.31 increase over the rollback rate.
I just want to make sure we're completely, dotting every I, crossing every T. Do you mind just withdrawing that when you open?
I'll withdraw my second.
When you open it up to the public?
Okay, I withdraw it.
You guys make the motion again.
Yeah.
Madam Clerk, do you have any public comment?
We do have a public comment card from Mr. Bobby Farber.
Mr. Barber, I should know your address by memory by now.
Bobby Farber,
St. Arm's
48,
Way.
what was that?
St. Arm's Way.
Say, there you go. Let me get this out of the way. Some clarity on some of these line items. I noticed where it's, electricity, street lighting, we went from 308,127 and we're proposing 375, 300, which is a 98% increase. So I'm trying to understand if this is,
Additional
for the
lights,
future street lighting
additional lights as they're coming
that
on.
are coming in. All right, so then I also had noticed that on the roadway services, we're looking at 20,400. Same thing for new intersections coming in, that's traffic
Yes.
light signals?
Yes,
Because I know
that's,
nothing.
that's where I believe I put some dollars for the flashing stop signs and the other stuff that the council had said they wanted to do.
Okay, great. So that clears that right up. We also buy, right? We pay on a monthly for all of the streetlights, all of the Cobra heads, everything. Is there a line item for that? What we
No.
spend per month for that?
It's,
Mhm.
well, we pay Sid for it, I believe, oh, I'm sorry. Stephen, is that on a city thing or is it paid by Sid?
Sorry, what?
Streetlights.
The streetlights is paid, by Seminole and then.
We reimburse them, all. Yeah,
Okay, so that goes through Sid
yes.
and there's a line item for that.
Yes.
Because I wasn't sure if that. And lastly, franchise fees that we pay out, that is always a credit to the budget. As I thought I read it, it's not a debit out, it's a credit. We're actually getting money back from those
Like
franchises.
FPL, gas and solid waste, we're receiving income, revenue.
Right,
Yes.
okay, so credit items to that.
Yeah.
Okay, and if I'm gonna reflect on your millage rate, 5.9 does sound good, but we're talking tenths of a point here. I know it sounds good, but I think if we go in those single increments, I mean, if God forbid something goes bad next year, maybe we could still claim a 4.6 to a 4.5. If it had to be even less than that at 9/10, it would look kind of off.
We'd be in great shape either way. I just want us to be in better shape soon.
Positive thinking, just what I thought. Thank you.
Appreciate it. See the motive of that. No, I'm not getting this.
Mayor, you have an additional public comment card from Ms. Alfie Aiken.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening. Name and address for the record.
Okay, Alfie Aiken, 5416 Liberty Lane, Orchards, Westlake. So it's really about us being aligned to what you were sharing about the millage rate. I did hear what 4.7 to 4.6 gives us a 156K reduction in the taxes collected. Was that correct?
That's
Sidi?
correct.
Right. Which would mean from 4.6 to 4.5 would be another 156 from the math perspective?
Oh, from the 4.6, yes.
Because it's 0.1%? Okay,
Well, actually
from 4.6 to 4.5, another 0.1% reduction mathematically would be about 156, yeah?
yeah, which would drop your overall of about 300,000 less.
Right, but the
Where you're
156 for the 0.1K, which I'm advocating for the 4.5. And then, because you did mention that there is a 600K surplus that you're not, from the state, that you're not fully taking into account.
I'm not confident it's just going to come in.
And
First year estimates are very, very shaky. The state will say, yes, you're going to get it. We estimate you're going to get this. We have no history with it. I'm not counting on it. I've been doing this for 40 years. I don't count on them. I underestimate my revenues and overestimate the expenses, and then we don't get in trouble.
yeah, and it hurts the residents' pockets at times. So my question to you, you said you were discounting it. So I was curious how much of that 600K are you really taking into account? And as a resident, understanding that we've taken our millage rate down to 4.5, and then to your point, it has to increase because we had a commitment from the state and we took that as a portion of that and gave it back to the residents. And now we've had to revert and increase because it didn't come in is a wonderful rationale.
Going down.
We've
You're
never,
gonna pay
we've
less.
never had an increase.
I'm saying that if you were concerned that what if next year we have to increase because XYZ didn't come in? And I'd be okay with the increase if XYZ didn't come in because you were taking a bet on the residents' reduction in the tax millage rate. It'd be, as a resident, it'd be an okay rationale for why increase is occurring, instead of hearing this higher millage rate that we're receiving. Those are my questions and comments. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am. I really appreciate it.
You have a final comment card for Mr. John Schuman?
My name is John Schuman. I'm at 5399 Liberty Lane. I just had a quick comment because I like the discussion. I like the points you're making, Mr. Mayor. I think I like the points Alfie's making too about, bird in hand. Money now is better than money later, but I know there's some politics to having to try to raise things. It's a lot harder to raise things. I get all that. I was an executive on a large company, so I know the drill. I would just suggest to you, because you're dealing with numbers, you see how a lot of the conversation back and forth, the discussion back and forth. Put this all in charts. Put it up on here so everybody can see the numbers. They can see the millage rate. They can see Mr. Cassell had a lot of great numbers, but they see it up front here.
I will say we had an entire budget workshop prior to this.
Yeah, but it's even for the discussion, just to have, cheat sheets up on the board, because you're dealing with numbers and you're dealing with 6.321976, so I'm just making that point, since that's how we normally handle it in a lot of stuff we've done, and it just makes life. Numbers are exact, right?
No,
They're not concepts, right?
They're estimates.
Yeah, well, no, they're estimates from your budgetary standpoint, but when you're using a number, the numbers matter, right? So you want to talk about the exact same numbers and they're easier to see up on them. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk?
You have no additional public comment cards, Mayor.
For educational purposes, Mr. Manager, can we go over, when we say the increase over the rollback, can you just explain how that operates?
Yes,
Just so everybody else can understand it.
the rollback rate is the rate that you would have, as you said, as your millage rate if you were going to generate the exact same amount of revenue as you did the prior year. So that's how the state has calculated it. You will generate the exact same amount of revenue. However, as with everything else, your costs go up every year. So technically, you're never going to have rollback rate unless you have a tremendous influx of additional revenue from some other location, or your tax base blows out the thing.
Cities that are completely built out, they hit the rollback rate all the time because you're generating the exact same amount of income with.
But they find, yes, their values change enough where they have the ability to hit the rollback rate again.
We won't see a rollback rate until we're
Built
built
out.
out.
Correct. Or close to that.
I have a question.
Hmm?
You said that these numbers haven't changed since we went to probably what, our budget workshop?
All the line items are the same. There's two changes in it. It's the tax receipts of the 7.5, which is down on the 4.6 and the 9 and the 605 from the state. Everything else are the same.
Stand by, Mr. Manager. So the numbers haven't changed. How long ago was that workshop?
What, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? We just got this thing from the state like a week ago.
No, that's fine. I get your update every single Friday. We've CO'd roughly 15 homes a week. I think one of the weeks was 18 homes. Where's that revenue?
You won't see that revenue. That'll come on as of January 1st of this year. You will not see that until 27.
Okay, so that's not calculated in.
Nope. The only thing that's calculated in is everything that was CO'd as of January 1st, 2025.
Is that calculated in the projection for the following? Now, so
Wait.
like we know the house is CO'd, right? We know the commercial that's been CO'd.
We don't get that from the county
We don't
until,
have those funds, but we should have,
no, you can't account for it because you don't know what
the value is gonna be.
what the exact assessed value is going to be from the property appraiser until you get their numbers in June of 26. Once you get,
Properties that are CO'd are not appraised at this point for the full market value.
correct, there, right now, those properties are showing as vacant land. So that whatever the land value is, what you're showing on that, you will not show the full value till another year. And trying to guesstimate as a city for that without getting the information from the county, from my perspective, is pure financial suicide. You're never going to get the number close.
I just want to say again on the record, and I think when we have this discussion next year, you'll say that I was right, that we could afford to go a little bit lower than 4.6.
God willing, next year we'll be down to 4.5 or 4.
The last budget workshop was August 5th.
Mhm.
But I do commend you on finding it within your, to go from 4.65 to 4.6.
Trust me, as a homeowner and taxpayer in other locations, I'm deeply aware of every dollar that should be going out, and I keep trying to make sure that we are getting the best dollar value for the residents for the services that they're being rendered.
You open for a motion?
I'm always open for a motion.
Greg, you want to repeat the motion?
Okay, so before I get there, I'm going to ask another question. Okay. go
No,
ahead.
no,
John?
go ahead.
Okay. So are you able to do fast math, either Stephen or Ken, on the 4.599?
4.59, let's make it easy.
4.9.
It's to you
it's
guys,
probably
but there's 30
times the house.
It might be 50 cents to the homeowner.
Okay. Okay, so then I will make a motion for 4.6 mils, which is a 6.31 increase over the rollback rate.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Werner. Roll call, Councilman Gleason,
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski,
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilman Werner.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Now we just need a second motion adopting the resolution since the millage rate wasn't set in the resolution.
Okay, so make a motion to approve resolution 2025-21, approval of the tentative budget for the fiscal year of 2026.
I'll
Set a
second.
millage rate.
And the millage rate of 4.6.
There you go.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Langowski, seconded by Councilman Gleason. Roll call, Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor. Councilman Werner.
Yeah.
Councilman Gleason.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, we have before us.
Those comments.
Improvement in millage rate.
And the budget.
The budget now,
Excuse me?
the budget now, the resolution, the budget.
We did 2025-20 and 2025-21.
2025-2021 approval of the tenant budget for fiscal year
Yes,
2026.
that was just,
Trying to read by title.
Resolution of the City Council of the City of Westlake, Florida, adopting a tentative budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, and ending on September 30th, 2026, determining and fixing the amounts necessary to carry on the government of the city for the ensuing year, determining the amount of applicable funds on hand, estimating receipts and expenditures for all funds, Exhibit A, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Discussion?
Yeah, we need to open it to the public again, so.
Let's go ahead and open the topic of adopting the budget for public comment.
I just,
Do we have comment cards, Madam Clerk?
I don't have a comment card, but please
sir.
state.
State your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. Dane Aiken, 5416 Liberty Lane. It's my wife, Alfie. So we said 4.6 for next year. Is that what the proposal?
4.6.
Okay. Thankful for that because I just looked at my bill, which is 4.7. Right. So
We are trying.
appreciate that. But I mean, I know that the cost will eventually probably, the values will go up so that it may negate some of the percentage decrease. I just would like to stress that as you're going through this budget, you are considering the residents. And I appreciate that because the tax bill for us, it's pretty high, like about 15,000. And so as a resident, we don't take full advantage of maybe everything that you guys do on the city council level. You have a lot broader scope than we do. So we just want to be supportive of the community, but we also don't want to have to struggle to have to pay for just Westlake, but also Palm Beach in general. So I appreciate the consideration, but I think that at some point we should look to see what we can do to probably cut some of these expenditures. I know that you guys talked about a city hall. And you said there's some speaking about that. I mean, I personally haven't heard about a city hall. We have a lot of friends in the community. So if we can broaden some of the prospects of, or some of the things that you're budgeting for so that we could be aware, I think that'd be greatly appreciated as well. But I appreciate from the mayor and from everyone here, just a consideration that, hey, let's do something for the residents. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well said. It's open for any other comment cards, Madam Clerk?
No, Mayor.
It's no other comments? I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Open up the council discussion. Any comments on the budget itself? All right, no further discussion, we have a motion.
Mayor, I'll move approval of resolution 2025-21, approving the tentative budget for fiscal year 2026 as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilman Werner, second by Councilman Gleason. Roll call, Vice Mayor Langowski.
Yes.
Mayor O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilman Werner.
Yes.
Councilman Gleason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Leonard.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Council comments? Councilman Leonard.
Thank you, Mayor, for always working on behalf of the citizens of Westlake to lower our tax rate. We really do appreciate efforts there. And to the residents, thank you all for your comments. I think we had some great suggestions tonight on PowerPoints, I think that's a great idea, making community aware of some of the details of this budget, because I think that will help the community understand numbers better when you know what it is that we're planning for. So I want to thank you all for that, because I don't, we've heard that before, but thank you, and that's all I know.
Councilman Gleason.
I echo what Councilwoman Leonard said, but also to the staff, our accountant, city manager, thank you for the hard work that you guys put in to making sure this budget is balanced and equal and works for us.
Councilman Werner.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll agree with what my colleagues on the council have said so far. Staff has done a very good job putting all these materials together. Thank you to those of you who are in attendance tonight. We do appreciate your input and feedback and keeping us within the rails so we don't stray too far. Other than that, I look forward to our new year, fiscal year 2026, and another good, successful year for the city.
Mr. Vice Mayor.
I will echo the sentiments of my colleagues, but also I'm glad that here we went down another point. And I look forward to continuing that as the years go by and as we keep on building out this city, that we're going to continue, as the mayor would also like, to reduce our taxes.
I'll just close in saying, when I started on this council almost 6 years ago, we were at 5.125.
Correct.
And we were being stopgap funded by the developer.
For almost $1 million a year.
Huh?
For almost $1 million a year.
For close to $1 million a year, which means that at that point, we did not have enough money to run the city, right? We were about $1 million shortfall, and the developer wrote us a check. And my counsel at the time laughed at me because I fought like hell to bring it down a fraction, which just meant that the developer had to write a bigger check. We really had no business at all lowering it because we couldn't stand on our own 2 feet as a city. And I fought tooth and nail to get it dropped, which it did, and it set a trend. And then the following year, I want to say we brought it into the 4.99, which is why I have this concept in my head of bringing it down to the next number, because it sends a signal that we're moving in the right direction. So that's why I have that 0.9 thing. I know it's harder math, but it brings us to that next goal. So then we went to 4.999, which was not a huge drop, but it still sent a signal. The next year during budget season, I fought like hell, and we got all the way to 4.7, if I'm not mistaken. We went from 4.9 to 4.7. Which was our largest tax reduction in history. I tend to be apparently more aggressive than the counterparts and my colleagues on the council in terms of where I believe we are and where we're going. I am happy we dropped it another point. I can successfully say that every year I've been in office, I've lowered taxes, which I can't imagine another politician being able to say that right now. But I would have liked to see it maybe a little bit more aggressive, even if it was just that symbolic 4.5 something. Even if it was 4.59, it is symbolic, but it's also, money. Even if it's $10, it's $10. But that is, we're a council of 5, and I'm in one single vote. And at the end of the day, I truly appreciate the leadership of all my colleagues. And I know you guys all have a servant's heart. So with that, I'll close. Do we have any reports from either the city attorney or the city manager?
No new reports.
Nothing to report at this time.
I'll open one more time for public comments. Madam Clerk,
No public comment cards, Mayor.
anybody want to chime in one last time before I adjourn? Mr. Bobby Farber from St. Armand's Way.
What's the address?
Just for some clarity, are we talking, what are we, like roughly $41 down on everyone's taxes because of this tenth of a point from 4.7 to 6 is somewhere around there? I mean, I did it, I'm trying to do the math with how many.
9 versus
No, 4.7 to 6, based on the, what do we have, CO 3,800?
Well, no,
No, we
it's
need-
based on the value of your home, first of all. So some
Okay.
homes are 300,000, some are 1 million.
Is there a figure what that reduction would
It's-
be, or it's too early
Depends on the
right now
value
to
of your
get it?
home.
If your home is valued at $500,000, your millage rate, your taxes for the city would be 500 times 4.7, which would be about 2,350.
Okay.
500 times 4.6 is 2,300. It's about $50 a year.
Okay, I
decrease.
came up with about 40, not that far, okay.
Just
Not
as a
that
rough number.
Okay. Thank you.
Go out and have another meal outside.
I also wanna. I also want to make a very, very clear statement and distinction. Take that $15,000 tax bill that you have. You can expand that and see where every line item's going. And I would venture to guess, city of Westlake is probably only around $3,000 of that. Is what actually
Or less.
comes to the city. So there's $12,000 that's going to the school and the county and the fire and everything else. So that's something very, very important to mention. And we do run, as much crap as I give everybody, we do run a very, very lean city. We subcontract, there's no waste or abuse going on. It's just a matter of, I want to be a little more aggressive than my friends want to be.
So we'll lean it up a little more for us 55 plus people and maybe ditch that school tax for us.
There might be some legislation coming down the pike.
Plus, there is nobody else.
They're talking about, many things for seniors. They're talking about bigger exemptions. They're talking about larger exemptions. We'll see what the next set of legislation brings us. Which makes it, also, I can understand why they want to be so conservative, because they're talking about abolishing property tax, and then what are we gonna do? How are we gonna run this? So, I get it. Well, on that note, any other public comment? I will adjourn.
Just thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
6:47 PM.
Good job.